And welcome to part 2 of our Qualtrics survey. This is the deployment section. But first, before we can deploy, we need to go through and make sure our survey is ready and looking good. So once you've answered or inputted all the questions, once you have completed adding all the questions and you think you have them in the order that you like, and you've added your page breaks and that sort of thing. Now we're going to go up here and do the look and feel. So as you notice over here on the left, you can change the theme or the background of your survey. So here's some different options. You can be just, very single monochrome colors or some intriguing backgrounds. You may or may not have all of these because of your student account, but you should hopefully find one that works. I happen to just pick one that looks like vegetation because we're talking about a farmer's market. Now here you have some general options. I don't usually do too much with these. I just let them do their default. Same with the font and the colors. So that's really about all you'll do on that page. We'll go ahead and save that. The survey flow, this is tending to get to more difficult or more complex, I should say, surveys where you might do a skip logic where it's if you answer one question one way, you go to a different question than if you answered it another way. Or you might skip a few questions. So don't worry about survey flow. Over here on survey options, the one I really only do is I add the back button. And the rest is I just kind of leave that as it is defaulted. Tools are, again, some for the more, you can do spell check. Please, please, please. Spell check or download the one called Grammarly.com and spell check your way around. Catch a few things that way. One other thing we do need to look at is progress bar. Now there's various opinions on the progress bar. Me personally, I like to know where I am in the survey. I just like to know that, how I'm progressing. Other people don't want them to know how far along they are or not because they feel it impacts or biases how well they'll complete. But since it's a short survey, I want people to know it is just a few questions. That's the one last thing. Okay, now this is another cool option that Qualtrics has. This button over here allows you to preview your survey. So here you've got two previews, one imitating a desktop computer and the other a cell phone. So you see how they look on both types of devices. There again, and we click. Let's see how each question looks. You can see it here. It allows you to scroll. And we're ready for the first question, or for the first two questions, because we put our page break before and after these to group them together. So we'll do a couple of little answers, and move on to the next. See how we look. I'm going to do this option. I'm going to ignore the validation for this purpose because ignoring the validation allows me to skip past the force response questions. Okay, so this way I can look without having to answer. All right, you notice here, see they designed the question so it does work on mobile devices. And again, here as well. Now notice on this one, you've got your answers. Each one of these individual statements gets its own vertical answer block. Okay, like that. And then our last question, and then you get the automatic thank you for completing the survey. All right, so you can keep going back and forth to previewing the survey and fixing or adjusting anything that you feel needs to be taken care of. Once you're completely satisfied that it looks good and it's behaving the way you want it to, it looks like this one. Now we're ready to deploy it. Okay, so we go over here to distributions, and this is the top tabs. And it gives you some options to email, if you'd like to send it as an email, or get a single reusable link, or go straight to social media, variety of things. What I tend to do is just get that single reusable link. I copy that link and Shazam. Now I'm ready to post it into whatever social media or email format I see fit. Here's where the instructions become critical for you. I know not all of you are social media enthusiasts, and that's okay too. So you can put it into the body of an email, or you can put it into the body of a text message. And just share it with as many people as possible so that you can get at least 10 responses over the next 2 weeks. Now here's some tips on how to get responses. Especially if you're texting it to your FIU buddies, not in the class, please, because we're all here trying to get people to take it. So you can take it, send it to other people in other classes or friends that you have that are connected to FIU. So I would put specific names, especially if you're texting. You've got the name right there, and I will send you a little blurb to put in to say, hey, I'm in a research or marketing research course right now, and we're working on a survey. Could you help me out with this short survey project? And then you put the link. As simple as that. And they're more likely to respond because you've invited them personally. Same with emails. Send an individual email to each person or BCC them so that they feel personalized. Now, if you're going to go social media, then still I would go ahead and copy the link, go into your social media account, and don't just make a blanket post. Tag specific people in your post so that they're more likely to see it and more likely to respond. It also broadens the view of who all is seeing it. Okay? So remember, we're aiming for a minimum of 10 responses. Now, I expect you to put some effort into it to get responses. Don't just say, well, I posted it and nobody responded. Keep bugging them. Remember, this is a class project, and hopefully you've done a few favors for your friends over the years so that they'll be likely to respond. Now, I will give a couple of bonus points for whoever gets the most amount of responses. There you have it. And you are ready to go. Look forward to seeing you soon.